Do you know which are the Easter eggs that appear in New Super Mario movie? Did you know all the references that Nintendo put there? All the great movies and series of recent times are filled with Easter eggs. But the challenge is exactly find them. And I could see them all. But if you couldn't see them all, relax, that we will tell you some of them. And as we are neither for nor against spoilers, quite the contrary, some will appear here in the video. Super Mario was exactly what fans expected, and a little more. For you to have an idea, the film is with 98% approval on a famous site of film reviews. The guys are loving the movie. Filled with action, funny moments, with very good graphics and full of fan services. This is the essence of Super Mario Bros. The movie. Not to mention the soundtrack that was wonderful and nostalgic for the oldest. But of course, we could not miss several references and Easter eggs, which we all had fun looking for in the course of the movie. Let's tell you them now. Be smart not to miss any, huh? One of the first scenes of the movie, Mario and Luigi are in a restaurant called Punch Out Dinner. Punch Out, even with 2 exclamations, is a series of Nintendo games released about the same time as Mario. The cool thing is that the game was developed by the same creator of Mario, Shigeru Miyamoto, who at the time was still known as Jumpman, the carpenter. The game is boxing, and its latest release was for the Nintendo Wii in 2009. Does Nintendo mean that it will release a new version of the game soon? We'll be watching that. And on the wall of the restaurant, there are several pictures of the game characters on the wall. There are Beer Hugger, Little Mac, Glass Joe, Doc Lewis. Cool, right? In the cafeteria that serves as a meeting point for the Plumbing Brothers, we also find a Donkey Kong arcade that even has a figure that refers to the first drawing of Mario that went to television. It was an animated series that aired on the American CBS channel between 1983 and 1985. The funniest thing is that in this series Mario was not a plumber, but a circus coach, and was responsible for training the Donkey Kong, who was part of the circus and always take him back when he ran away. Even quickly, some characters from the Donkey Kong game appear, such as Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong and Chunky Kong. Still talking about the references that Nintendo put in the Mario movie coming from the Donkey Kong game. As Mario and Donkey face off in the film, we have pretty much every song from the 1981 game being played during the fight. Detail in this game of 1981 was the first that Mario appears as opponent of Donkey. Really Odyssey the music and the moment. Good Nintendo, good. There are so many references of Donkey Kong, and his participation in the film is very cool, of course. Is there a solo Donkey Kong movie coming? Let us know in the comments below if you would like to see a Donkey Kong movie in the future. In 1989, Mario and Luigi live-action serial The Super Mario Bros. Show was released. At the opening of the program, was almost always played a rap by the Mario Brothers, who was his plumbing company.
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game, we're not like the others who get all the fame.
We can see that a rap very similar is played in the advertising company of the two now in the film of 2023.
We're the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game, we're not like the others who get all the fame.
A very cool reference. When Mario and Luigi are at the Punch Out dinner, Luigi's phone rings. And Luigi's ringtone is exactly the same as GameCube's opening melody. The Cube was a Nintendo console released in 2001, which succeeded the Nintendo 64, and was released to compete with the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Even the link is an unknown number, and the unknown color symbol is the GameCube's default avatar. Quite nostalgic for those who played at the time. And one more detail that I believe many of us share with Luigi His mobile screen is ringing trillion. We understand you, Luigi. In a scene, Mario and Luigi pass in front of a work and make those typical jumps of the game to pass the obstacles that have in the construction. The cool thing is that this patch makes a reference to another Nintendo game, The Wrecking Crew, which was a puzzle game released in 1985. In the game, it's possible to control Mario himself, who needs to destroy various objects with a hammer. In this game, the gamer could play in over 100 different levels. This should take some time to finish. It's crazy. It seems that Mario is not only a simple video game character, he also plays video game. Even quickly, you can see him playing Icarus, a 1986 Nintendo game. Seriously, there is no law in the gaming world that prevents this. It's kind of exploration or something. Jokes aside, we can see a NES console next to Mario's TV. This is one of the most classic video games out there. It was released in 1983. That is, Mario is a collector, and the best, a collector of himself. That's why it was this game that allowed games like Mario to become popular and reach the homes of children who liked to play. Since before that, the kids who wanted to play had to go to a gaming house, common in the 80s. And play in the best arcade style. On top of Mario's television where the NES is, we can see an R wing of Star Fox 8. This is another reference to another game from Nintendo itself, always pulling the sardine to itself, of course. Star Fox is a series of space shooter games released by Nintendo in 1993 that involves adventures in a planetary system. Wow! Mario is almost a professional gamer. At a certain point in the Mushroom Kingdom, Mario goes through a hat shop. But it's not just any store, it's the Crazy Cappy, which is the part of the Super Mario Bros. Odyssey game, which is the game where Mario's hat comes to life and becomes a playable personage. Princess Peach's castle is a total reference to the game Super Mario 64, the decor and everything, but for sure the biggest reference is the map that the Mushroom Boys are analyzing in the center of the hall. It is identical to the Nintendo 64 game's level map, which divides kingdoms, and is much like the game's mission menu. Yoshi is undoubtedly one of Super Mario's most beloved characters, and although he doesn't appear during the movie, at one point we can see several dinosaurs like him, maybe his family running quickly. But who was not rushed saw that the film had 2 post-credits scenes. Are you serious that you went to the movies and didn't see it? What a mistake. But we tell you, one of the scenes shows a dinosaur egg with green details that is about to break in the pipes of Brooklyn. Will there be a continuation, guys? Tell us in the comments if you think Super Mario will have a second movie. And if there is, do you think Yoshi will be in too? In a quick scene we see one of the fluffy mushrooms holding a bag, and inside is a red ship or fish, kind of flying, depending on the game, from the Mushroom Kingdom. Usually in games he's an underwater enemy, but in this case the goldfish is good in his bag, is not? In the games Bowser, the great villain, kind of creates ships and use them as servants. Another character of the games that deserves mention and was used as reference is Luma. Lumas are star-like creators that first appeared in the game Super Mario Galaxy. This Mario game was considered one of the best in history, with 97% approval from users, being the most successful 3-dimensional Super Mario game. In games they are usually yellow, but what appears in the film is blue and speaks terribly pessimistic things, like
there's no escape. The only hope is the sweet relief of death.
Whoa!
Is that why he's blue and not yellow? I think he needed to take his medicine. We all know that the Mario voice actor in the movie is none other than Chris Pratt, the Star-Lord of Marvel and the Avengers. But what you may not know is that the original Mario voice actor also makes a cameo in the movie. Charles Martinez, who was the classic voice of Mario for many years.
Hello, Ciao, it's a me, Mario! Woohoo!
Voices two characters from the film. One of them is even called Giuseppe, and the other character is just the father of Mario. Very good, this tribute. Worthy of applause. Since we're talking about Santa Mario Bros, let's talk about Baby's Mario Bros. In a quick flashback, you can see both Baby Mario and the baby version of Luigi, as well as appear in the game Mario Bros. World 2. Yoshi Island. These were the main references and Easter eggs found in the new movie Super Mario Bros. The success of Plumber's first animated movie in theaters has been huge, and then you were eager to watch the movie of the adventurous Moustache. Tell us if you're gonna watch. See you next time. Bye.